Hi, welcome to Watch Wine In. I'm Sean, I'm joined by Janae, and today we're talking about what's been going on at Twitter. I mean, this has been some crazy developments in the past month or so since Elon Musk has really officially taken over the platform.
Yeah.
It's been wild. I mean, you've seen a lot of creators get back on the platform that were not allowed to be there before, they've been banned before. What do you think about what's happening?
I think it's a mess because I feel the creators who were taken off the platform were taken off for a reason. Because I know Trump was put back on, Kanye was put back on, but until he banned himself again by posting a swastika and
his new campaign
David's
logo
star together, which was like, what? That Marjorie Taylor Greene girl's back on. It's just, I feel people, they were taken off for a reason. They said something that went against the guidelines, something that was dangerous or harmful or all of the above, and they're taken off for a reason. Trump was put back on, but he's not coming back, which I'm glad for. I did not miss him on my timeline. I just don't like it. It's a mess.
Well, you're right. I think, you know, again, you got to have a fine line because free speech, that's one thing that's great, but I don't think you should have the ability to go out there freely and say comments and make comments that are going to be inciting hate. Like what happened with Kanye, I mean, recently, that's a clear example of somebody that is, I think, looking to incite some forms of feeling of hate.
Of violence.
And violence, against certain cultures, which is not okay. And I think that, you know, like you said, these people who were in charge of Twitter before, they didn't ban these people just for the heck of it because they didn't like them. There was a rationale behind it. And just to kind of say, oh, we're not going to follow that anymore, that's dangerous.
And what's annoying is they're pushing like free speech, free speech. Twitter is a private company. Private companies are not the government with free speech. You cannot say anything, everything on this platform. And I feel like Elon Musk is trying, I don't think Elon gets that. I think he's like, well, anyone can say whatever they want. And it's like, no, it's a private company. If people want to be wilding on this app, they don't need to be. But Elon and himself has totally messed up the app. Because even like on the business side of it, he's laid off tons of people. He sent out a mass email that said, if you don't get with Twitter 2.0, you can either sign and say, yes, you're with it, or you can go. And because of these mass layoffs, companies have even taken their advertisements off the app, which is like mostly how they make money. So Chipotle has taken their ads off. Elon told us personally that Apple stopped with their advertisements. United Airlines, people behind Oreos, which I noticed because I would see a good Oreo video.
Oh, I like Oreos.
Every 10 minutes on that app, and they're gone.
Yeah, well, and so that's really interesting because there had been some talk, you know, Elon does a lot of these polls, and I don't really know how the methodology works, like he did one about whether Trump should be reinstated, and because it won, then he gets put back on. So he did one talking about how, you know, if Twitter's taken off the App Store, which I guess there's been talks that could happen, whether or not he should make his own phone in order to have a Twitter kind of exclusive phone. And it won, the poll won. And so I guess there's some initial talks out there that there could be I don't know if it'd be a Tesla phone or if it would be a Musk phone or an e-phone, what that would look like.
Hold up. Who was he asking for these polls?
Yeah, no, it's just the general public, but who knows? You know, they live here, you know, they're not even on Twitter to begin with, you know, who really knows?
People could be lying to him.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't really understand it. You know, that doesn't, to me, like again, for the Trump one, that doesn't seem like a valid justification. He had 52% or something like that. It wasn't super, you know, it wasn't a really defined number that wanted it. I mean, it's pretty close, but yet it's like, oh, well, that number said yes. Okay, well, how many of those people, like you said, maybe they don't really want it, but like, oh, I want to see it for fun, you know?
They're just trolling him at this point. He is throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. And one of the things I remember, someone called him out on Twitter specifically, was he posted on his normal timeline, look at all this code, people are doing the damn thing, blah, 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 blah. But then someone pointed out, no, what's on the board is they were explaining Twitter's code to him in the most basic terms. This wasn't anything new, groundbreaking. This was a picture of someone explaining it to him because he has no idea what's going on.
Oh, yeah,
How Twitter even works.
I've seen he makes these posts like, you know, just so you're aware there might be a delayed response and tweeting tonight, or you might see your follower count go up and down because we're making all these changes. Like, no, I don't buy that for a second, like you said. I mean, I feel like that's disingenuous.
Wait, okay. What if, okay, my brain is going.
Oh, yeah.
This was his plan all along. Who was it all along? Not Agatha, but Elon Musk. Maybe he decided, because I think anyone who's worth over $2 billion, okay, so I can exclude Beyonce, is a supervillain. What if he thought of this entire time? You know what? I'm going to buy Twitter and I'm going to mess it up for everybody.
Yeah.
This is what he wanted to do. I'm convinced.
Oh, yeah.
This is what he wanted to do.
Well, and when you think about it, Twitter is the spot. I mean, for a lot of people, like we talked about, TikTok, that's really for the younger generation. Facebook is for the older generation.
Yep.
Snapchat's for the younger generation. Twitter is that, unique culmination spot where sure you see different generations on the other platforms, but you see the most cross-engagement on Twitter from young people and older people.
Oh, definitely.
And so I feel like, again, that could really make a lot of sense, where it's like and Twitter, more than anything, is a great platform to break news. I feel like, and it used to be anyway, to communicate real news, not fake news out there of fake reports and stuff like that are incorrect, but real legitimate factual stuff. And so that could make a lot of sense where people have a heavy reliance on that, and now they can't anymore.
See, I think Elon Musk needs to worry about being a father and just leave Twitter alone.
Yeah.
And then what I don't understand, just because you buy something doesn't mean you need to run it. Does he know that?
Yeah.
I don't think he does.
Oh, yeah, I get it. I mean, for him, I saw they came out with a Tesla semi-truck earlier this week.
Oh, they finally did?
Yeah, finally. They're still working on the Tesla pickup truck and the Tesla Roadster. We got a long way to go, but if I were offering advice, I'd say let's worry about getting the Tesla stuff taken care of instead, like you said, instead of being in the Twitter office trying to run the code.
No, what he needs to do is anyone with a brain would say, hey, you don't know anything about tech. I'm sorry you don't. You might have been a part of PayPal. You don't know Twitter. Bring Jack back in here, Jack Dorsey, the original CEO of Twitter, and do something else.
Yeah.
Do something else. We don't want you.
Yeah. Again, you want to be able to have authority over the company. That's cool. But again, to have somebody that understands the day-to-day stuff, that's what you need in there.
You do not need to be the CEO. Just because I buy a McDonald's doesn't mean I need to run it. Just because I buy a dog doesn't mean I need to run it.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get someone else to do that.
Well, you mentioned the word CEO, but I think his favorite word is chief twit. I think that's how he refers to
chief tweeter.
Yeah,
oh my
yeah,
God.
That's it. But I know it's crazy, and I guess I'm sure in the weeks and months ahead we're going to see even more crazy changes, I bet, with Twitter. But for this and so many more conversations, be sure to follow along at Watch Wine In. Thanks so much for joining us.